Imagine you are declaring this 6 spades contract. North leads a 2 of hearts, third or low. Plan your play. Now what if you are declaring from the east hand and receive the lead of the 4 of clubs? Does your play change? Or the 9 of spades lead to dummy 7, south 8 and your 10. Plan your plays. This is actually a hand from the World Bridge Games. 5 tables bid to this slam on Vugraph, and every single one of them declared this board differently. In a match between Netherlands and Switzerland, the Swiss declarer received the lead of the 2 of hearts. What declarer did was to win this with the ace, draw 2 rounds of trumps, preserving the ace in dummy, and played a small diamond to the jack, which was won by South Singleton King. South returned a club, declarer played a diamond to the ace, and when South showed out, declarer claimed 1 down. Declarer's line of play immediately works whenever North has both the king and queen of diamonds, diamonds break 3-2, or North holds a singleton honor. So overall, given that spades broke, this diamond play works in 20 cases of 3-2 breaks plus singleton either honor with North, plus king queen small small or king queen small small diamond. In total, there are 26 such cases out of 32, 68% plus 25% of the remainder for a total of 81.25% of the time. But if spades didn't break, there are 2 different scenarios. Either North or South has a long spades. If North has a long spades, then declarer would simply have to cap his diamond losers to 1, as South can simply return a trump, and there will be no hope of establishing an extra diamond trick by ruffing. What is the best way to do this? Obviously, we start with a low diamond from West, because North may contribute the 9 or an honor. But what if West plays small? What next? If we play the jack, we make immediately when North holds both the king and queen. If we lose this to an honor with South, then we would now have to choose between pinning the 9 in the south hand or playing for the other honor to drop. Pinning the 9 with the south hand only works when South started with honor 9 double turn, while playing for the other honor to drop works whenever North started with honor double turn, specifically without the 9. Alternatively, South could have started with king queen stiff. Since playing for the drop is much more likely, we plan to do that later. Given that North plays small on the first diamond trick, there are only 2 to the power 4, which is 16 cases to consider. This play works 25% of the time when North holds king-queen, plus 1 case of South starting with king-queen stiff, plus 2 cases of North having honor double turn, specifically the small card that North contributed. In total, this play works for 7 of the 16 cases. If we play the 8, we immediately go down when South holds a 9, which is half the cases. If South wins with an honor, we will finesse North for the other honor. We make whenever South does not hold both the king and the queen, 25% of the cases. So this play works for 6 out of the 16 cases. So playing small to the jack is superior. So overall, this line makes when North holds both the king and queen, when North has singleton honor, when North holds any honor double turn, or South holds the king-queen stiff. In total, 17 of the 32 cases. If North has a long spades, then declarer could potentially lose a diamond to South and still be able to play for a 3-2 diamond break or an end play. If the jack has fallen, which has a 1 in 4 chance of happening given that spades breaks 3-1, then declarer can play for any 3-2 diamond break after playing a small diamond to the jack to cater for king-queen onside. Basically, what this declarer did after discovering that spades broke to 2, this play makes 81.25% of the time. Note that we would know whether the jack falls after cashing 1 round of spades. But if the jack has not fallen, then declarer can only play for North to have the 3 diamonds. Since the probability of this working is less than that of simply playing diamonds for 1 loser, declarer should not attempt this play and simply stick to playing diamonds for 1 loser. So overall, for 40% of the time where spades break to 2, declarer makes his contract 81.25% of the time. 25% of the time where spades break 3-1, half the time South will have the long spades, and we make 53.125% of the time. 25% of the time where spades break 3-1, North will have the long spades. When the jack falls, which happens 1/4 of the time, we make 81.25% of the time. The rest of the time, we make 53.125% of the time. The 10% of the time where spades don't break, declarer would find out early and can play diamonds accordingly if South holds a spades, and we make 53.125% of the time. So overall, this line makes about 63.5% of the time. On the other table, the Dutch declarer received a lead of the 4 of clubs from South. Declarer won this with the ace, cashed the ace and queen of spades, and then played a low diamond out. South won this with the king, returned a club, and declarer now played a diamond to the ace. When South showed out, he went down. This would have worked for any 3-2 diamond break, 68% of the time, much more inferior to the Swiss declarer's play, given that spades broke. Does this mean that this was a poor play? Despite the different lead, declarer could have played exactly like how the Swiss declarer did. By playing to the king of spades next, declarer would be able to play a small diamond out and make on the same conditions as the Swiss declarer had done. That said, given the line Declarer had taken, and given that South rose with the king upon the play of a small diamond, maybe it would have been better fin as the queen. It only fails when South started with both the king and the queen, 25% of the time, plus restricted choice because you observe the king here. Not only that, but I think it's possible to eliminate some instances of 3-2 breaks, such as king 3 card with South, as South may have dug this trick, further reducing the odds of this declarer's line working. On the mixed side, the Italian declarer received the lead of the 2 of clubs. They then drew trumps in 2 rounds, cashed the king of clubs, returned to dummy in hearts, and pitched their losing club with the heart. They then ruffed a club and cashed the ace of diamonds. When the king fell, they made their contract. This works whenever a singleton honor falls or diamonds break 3-2 with the honors being split, as defenders would now have to give a ruff and discard, or one defender has king-queen stiff. Given that spades broke, this line of play works for 4 cases when either defender has honor singleton, and whenever diamonds break 3-2, except when one defender has king-queen small, which is 3 cases on either side out of 20, so 18 cases in total out of 32 for a total of 56.25%. Since this is already less than the Swiss declarer's line, it is inferior. On the other table, the Croatian declarer received the lead of the 9 of spades. They won this with the 10 and no longer had to worry about having to ruff high should they ruff a diamond later on. They then played a diamond to the ace and claimed the contract. Presumably, their plan would have been to pitch a diamond on a heart and exit a diamond. They can win the return, enter hand via trumps, and ruff another diamond high. This works whenever either defender holds a stiff diamond honor or diamonds break 3-2. When diamonds break 4-1, they would know upon the play of the second diamond. Since they can only re-enter hand twice via spades, the only 4-1 break they can catch, assuming no diamond honor fell, is 9 singleton with North. This way, declarer can enjoy the established diamond trade. We have singleton honor either side in 4 cases, 1 case of singleton 9 with North, and the diamonds break 3-2 in 20 cases. So this line works for 25 out of 32 cases, 78.125% of the time. Sure, this is higher than the Swiss declarer's line, but they did receive a favourable lead. Could they have done better? What if they had played a small diamond to the jack immediately? As discussed earlier, this line of play works 81.25% of the time with just the diamond suit in isolation. We go down immediately if South holds king-queen for card and can give North a ruff. But that's it. With this holding, we are already going down in the previously computed 81.25% of the time. One case that we would go down for no reason is if North holds king-queen 5 card diamond. Then South may be able to ruff our jack and we would go down. If we exclude this case, then this line works 78.125% of the time. That's it, sometimes South may not be able to ruff here. So what we can do is draw another round of trumps first. If spades break 2-2, then we make 81.25% of the time. If spades don't break, then we can still play a diamond to the jack, and we only lose out when South started with void diamonds and 3 card spades. So this line is the best play, and it's better than what declarer did here. On the women's side, declarer received the lead of the 5 of hearts. The French declarer cashed the ace of diamonds immediately. This worked, so declarer made, and I guess we'll never know her full plan. But given that she cashed the ace of diamonds immediately, I'm assuming she was hoping to cater for some 4-1 breaks by not drawing trumps first. Let's say she cashes the ace and no honor falls. If she intends to catch 4-1 breaks, she absolutely cannot catch a spade. This is because she would need 2 entries to hand to ruff the 2 diamonds, and a third to enjoy the last diamond, so spades need to break 2-2. One way is to catch the hearts and play on diamonds immediately. If diamonds break, great. If North wins the trick, they can't really do anything about it, and you pretty much always make your contract unless spades break 4-0 either way. If South wins the trick though, they can return another diamond. Now declarer must decide what to ruff this with. Ruffing with the king works in the following cases. North holds doubleton, North holds 3 small, and North holds jack singleton. Ruffing with the 10 works in the following cases. When North holds 3 small, or when North holds doubleton small. So ruffing with the king is superior and works in 8 cases out of 16, half the time. Note that if South has the king of diamonds, South can clash honors with North if necessary. The interesting thing here is that when South wins the diamond trick and returns a diamond, the technically correct play for a declarer would be to play the king first. But because of this, the only time it gains for defender to overtake the diamond, so to say, is when South is the one holding jack 3 card spades. This, of course, is assuming that South holds king 3 card diamond, because if North wins the trick, declarer can win whatever return, catch the king followed by the ace of spades, and then ruff a diamond with the 10. Declarer would then make her contract. That's it. Knowing this, a South not holding the jack of spades, we choose to clash honors in order to bait declarer to play the 10. So we should go with the pure percentage play anyway, which is to ruff with the king. If diamonds don't break and South has the short diamonds, we don't have a problem, but we don't make when spades break 4-0. But if North has the short diamonds, then not only do we need spades to break 2-2, we also need them to not have the jack. So when no diamond honor falls and diamonds break 3-2, this line works whenever North wins the trick, which is when she has king double turn diamond, king queen small diamond, or queen double turn diamond, 9 cases out of 18. Note that we took 2 cases off for king queen stiff, as in honor would have dropped. The rest of the other 9 cases where diamonds break, South would win the trick naturally. So when no diamond honor falls and diamonds break 3-2, this line works whenever North wins a trick, which is when she has king double turn diamond or king queen small diamond, 6 cases out of 18. Note that we took 2 cases off for king queen stiff, as in honor would have dropped. There are 3 cases of South being able to clash honors, which is when South holds king 3-card diamond. The rest of the other 9 cases where diamonds break, South would win the trick naturally. In 3 of these cases, South started with king queen small and has another diamond to return. We would still make half the time. The rest of the cases, South has no diamond to return, and we can simply win whatever return, play a spade to the ace, ruff another diamond, draw trumps, and make our contract. The only time we don't make our contract is if spades break 4-0 either way. If diamonds break 4-1, we have 6 cases in total, excluding honor singleton. For half of these cases, South has the short diamonds, and we make our contract 90% of the time when spades don't break 4-0. For the other half, we make 25% of the time. If diamonds break 5-0, we go down. So of our 32 cases in total, we instantly make in 6 of these cases when honor falls, unless North started with all 4 spades. We also make for 6 cases where diamonds break 3-2 and North has no good return, unless spades break 4-0. For the 3 cases where South may choose to clash honors, we make half the time. For 6 cases where South wins the trick and has no diamond to return, we make 90% of the time. For the 3 cases where South started with king queen small, we make half the time. For 3 cases where South has the short diamonds, we make 90% of the time. And for the last 3 cases, we make 1/4 of the time. In total, this line works a whopping 71.7% of the time, the best line of all, unless of course we receive a spade lead. Alternatively, she could draw 1 round of trumps first, but if you're going to draw 1 round of trumps, you can't catch 4 on breaks anymore. If she's going to hope for a 3-2 break, having cashed the ace already, the only advantage of doing this is to catch a singleton jack of spades somewhere. But since we're already going to ruff the king should opponents play a 3rd diamond, and then cross back to the east hand with spades after, we would be able to uncover any singleton jacks. So this line is strictly inferior and should not be considered at all. Lastly, she could consider a line similar to that of the Italian declarer, but since that only works 56.25% of the time after finding out that spades break, it is clearly inferior and should not be considered. One of the ideas I had was to finesse the 9 of diamonds first, failing which, we play for diamonds to be 3-2. Otherwise, we take the finesse again. Once again, 32 cases. North has a 9 half the time, and South would win with an honor. In these 16 cases, finessing again would work 75% of the time, so we make our contract in 12 of the 16 cases. The other half the time, when South has a 9 and would win with the 9, we make whenever diamonds break 3-2. Given that South has a 9, diamonds break 3-2 in 10 of the cases. Of the bad breaks, we would still make when North holds a singleton honor 2 cases. That said, a sneaky South holding king queen 9 can choose to win with an honor, and we would go down if we tried to finesse again, so we only make in 11 of the 16 cases. Since this line only works in 23 of 32 cases, just 0.05 better than the French declarer's line, and we haven't even considered spades breaks and entries, this line is not worth exploring in further detail. Okay, wow, that was long. So what is the point of this? Obviously, there simply just isn't enough time to calculate all these different possibilities and odds at the table, but we can calculate some, and if we put in the hard work to calculate enough of this off the table, we may just gain a better intuition at the table next time.